process. I've never talked about this in any of my other videos. That's because when I've done reviews before, we've never had a building process because usually I just buy figures that are obviously already made. As far as this figure though, as far as the building process for it fucking sucked. There's so many weird steps in this damn thing, and one of the more annoying things about Gunpla in general to me, if you don't know what Gunpla is, it's just the word for buildable Gundams like this. One of the more annoying things about it to me is how it has you jump from tray to tray of the things that you're building it with, and it isn't. How do I say it? It isn't where all the pieces are on one specific tray for a specific part of the body that you're trying to build. So with Lego, even when you get a really large set, they will separate it by bag. So you'll have bag 1. So when you go to sort through it and you look for the parts that you want to use to build that the instructions are telling you, it's a much smaller and reduced amount, and it's easier to find. And it's much easier to build it that way. But with Gunpla, or just buildable Gundams I should say in general, it is not that. You jump from A1 to B1 to fucking Q3, and it's just rather annoying to me. And that's something that I find annoying with Gunpla in general. And even with that being a general Gundam thing, this build was really, really annoying to me personally, because there was so many different steps where I was confused. It's one of the only times where I would have probably preferred just a scan manual so I could see it at 3D of what I'm supposed to do. There was also specific sets for the arms that made no sense to me, because you were supposed to shove like 2 pieces through another piece, and of course one of them broke on me. Matter of fact, one of the things this figure came with was like a mini jet, and completely broke on me, and that was within the first couple of steps. So I guess as far as quality control goes, mine was just dog shit. But yeah, building process not very great. But let's move on. As far as accessories goes, I mentioned it earlier, it did come with a jet. I do have it put away in the box because it is just broken, so I guess you can include that. But it did come with this gun right here, which I would assume is more like a machine gun. Then you have this bazooka type of weapon, which is pretty cool, especially with it being in the like translucent red. Of course, you come with a little lightsaber type of sword, pretty cool as well. And then of course you do get the big shield with Supreme right across. There was an option to build another shield that had Supreme across it too, which like a sticker option. This figure did come with a couple of extra parts, I'm assuming if you broke things. Unfortunately, it didn't come with the parts that I broke as far as extra pieces. And the only reason I know it was extra pieces is because on the manual itself, it says those were extra parts. But yeah, as far as the accessories go, it came with a good amount, I guess. Let's move on. Articulation goes. This thing fucking sucks. Anytime I try to articulate this thing, the arms would pop off, the legs would pop off, pieces would just fall off. There's pieces that are just have fallen off that I don't know where the fuck they go, as you can see all across over here. I don't know where the fuck these pieces go, and nor do I have much of an interest of finding out where they go anymore, just because I've lost complete interest in this fucking thing. One of the biggest annoyance things with the articulation as well for me is I looked this thing up after just I think a little bit earlier today just to see what other people were talking about it, and there was a dude who full on did a stop motion with this thing, and it looked quite smooth, like his stop motion was really good. But I was just sitting here questioning, like, how the fuck did mine come out to be such a piece of shit? So I am quite disappointed, obviously, as I fucking have stated throughout multiple times in this video. This thing is yeah, not good as far as articulation. I'd assume as far as the articulation go, you're supposed to be able to make the legs go out, around this area. The legs are on a ball joint. The arm was kind of on a ball joint, but I'm not even trying to articulate it simply because I've glued most of the shit down because I couldn't fucking fix it. I kept trying. I would reread the manual multiple times, and yeah, I couldn't get it. So I started gluing shit down, and yep. But I guess let's move on. detail goes, the figure itself looks pretty cool because of the translucent red, as you can see throughout the whole body. Besides that, I think it's a little plain because it's just completely translucent red. Admittedly, there was a couple of stickers that I didn't add on, which they were like supreme across the legs and the arms. So I think that would have probably made it look a little bit cooler, but I didn't put them on just simply because I was already sick and tired of this fucking thing. But yeah, as far as the detail goes, it's okay for what it is. But yeah, let's move on, I guess. Size goes, I'm once again rather disappointed with the size of this thing, considering, well, here, I'll just show y'all the box. That is the box compared to the figure. Sorry for my table being quite a mess, but yes. That is the size of the box compared to the figure. And I know some people will say, well, you should have read the box and the scale and whatnot. And you're not completely wrong, but it's just, I would figure at least it would be maybe half the size of the fucking box. And I understand it's a 1/100th scale, so it's not like in the usual range of figures that I collect, which are usually like the 5.5 or the around the 1/12 8-inch figure range. But even that way, it's just like, why have this massive fucking box for this tiny fucking thing? I'm still just like perplexed by that. And it's just, again, just disappointing. But I guess let's move the fuck on. You can tell, I'm not very happy with this thing. Big reason behind why I'm not really happy with this thing is I spent $200 on it. And the only silver lining thing with this product is because the day that I went out and got this thing, I was actually hanging out with some friends. I was hanging out with my homie Josh, my homie Oscar. I think Hellboy was there, or his name is Jerry, but everyone calls him Hellboy. It was a fun time. We went and watched Princess Inoki, which was a great movie, by the way. First time ever watching it. First time like really watching a Ghibli movie in theaters, I think, actually. But I'm not very happy with this thing overall. That's the only silver lining at all. And even with that, there was something else that I saw at the store that I bought this from, which looking back, I'd much rather have. It was a skull with like a grill that just said Supreme on it. I thought that would have been really cool, especially since I have a couple of skulls in my TV counter as it is. So having that next to all those other skulls would have been really cool and would have probably been a better fucking thing for my money than this fucking thing that is literally just falling apart on me every time I move it or do anything fucking with it. So, would I recommend it? No, of course not. Not with it being so expensive, and not with, at least for me, seemingly, unless I have just the shit end of the stick of quality control, because it seems like there's other people who have it that seemingly can articulate it really well. As I mentioned it earlier, I think, there was literally a dude who I saw do a pretty good stop motion with it, you know, and it looks like it was able to articulate relatively well. So, I don't know, maybe mine's just shit quality control. Overall, though, I'm not happy. That's all I know. I guess that does it for today. As far as the message for today, remember that there are two sides of every story. Many of the times, I feel like, at least in life, this is a lesson I've learned. You hear someone talk about how someone did them dirty. Oh, my ex did this, or this person said this about me. And in all reality, they did something that either warrants it, or maybe doesn't warrant it, but does give a bigger picture of why all this shit happened. So, that's the message for today. Remember that there's always two sides of every story. Not everything is as black and white as it seems. Besides that, though, folks, remember to, appreciate those around you, especially your pets and all of that, man. Hug your mothers, your sisters, your brothers, your fathers, whoever it may be in your life that you care about. Make sure you take care of them. And until next time, I'll catch y'all, hopefully in a more positive or in a more happier mood, because this thing fucking sucks. But yeah.